All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 7.
Last episode was amazing.
Last episode was really good. We had ourselves a mercenary collab,
Yes.
prison break of a New Republic transport prison ship. All right. And then we had a bunch of X-Wings come in and just give us the fan service of just...
Dave Filoni's a pilot. There we go.
Yes, I eventually found out that actually the other episode directors were the other X-Wing pilots.
Really?
So...
Oh, that's great.
There were so many cameos in the last
That
episode
is fantastic.
that I didn't even notice as well. Plenty of ones for the rest of the mercenary crew as well.
Yes.
But we now have a new adventure ahead of us here. This
Indeed.
next episode, it said something in the description about a rival seeking peace.
And that very much does not sound like some new Imperial threat. So
that means we might have more Mandalorians, maybe?
Maybe. That would be awesome.
Someone that seeks peace and it is an old rival, meaning like someone that's more of a kind of I don't know, like someone who is like a family member or not a family member,
with some
but like
backstory attached.
Yeah, I'd say backstory is more of the accurate way of looking at it. But I get the vibe that they might be a Mandalorian, if anything,
which would be pretty cool.
If there's someone tied to his past, I don't think it would go before he was a foundling, obviously.
Right? Yeah.
So it's someone that is
on a rival little kid
on his work, and then also who could actually be a rival to this guy?
It'd have to be a pretty epic bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either way, bounty hunters, backstory, all that stuff. It's gonna be good. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. All right, we've got ourselves a standoff.
Good old-fashioned shootout.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a Moff, an Imperial Moff, showing up in full-on armor, cape, Death Troopers, Stormtrooper battalion of probably a company, probably a good about 40,
50 maybe,
50 Stormtroopers,
a lot.
And then the 2 Scout Troopers with swoop bikes,
right? Who
just freaking killed Queel. Nick Nolte's character.
Yep.
This is a sad day. I have spoken.
Yeah.
He was never in service to anyone, though.
That's right.
He was doing this because it was the right thing to do.
Yep.
And the thing that was great about this is I love that we came full circle with having Greef Karga being one who would actually be an ally in this situation here. And given that the mercy of the Mandalorian actually did end up being something that paid off in the end, even though he was going to set this all up as a trap, which of course it was like, why wouldn't he? Yeah. He's probably getting his own kind of pressure now dealing with this because of the whole Navarro situation. So he's like, I want to resolve this in a way that makes sense. And it would have worked. But he didn't count on the fact that, apparently they've had the number on this kid for a while, and given the fact that they've got maybe some big Imperial ship in atmosphere, or maybe like actually landed on the planet somewhere. So where did these troopers come from, right? They probably scanned for the signature of the kid and realized it's actually not in this direction, it's somewhere in that direction.
They got those fobs. Yeah. Like in a lot of ways it makes sense that he killed Karga, because it's like, you idiot, you didn't just like have a fob or check to confirm that the kid was there.
Karga. That's not Greef Karga. Werner Herzog's character is
Werner Herzog. Right.
That's the actor, but
Greef
Karga is
that's right. Yeah, he's the guild leader.
Yeah.
But the idea that it's like, you didn't you told me that you had the child. Right. You didn't even say like, hold on one sec, let me confirm. Like you said you have the child. You clearly didn't, and you didn't even confirm it. Like,
you're an idiot. You're all dead. Yeah. And it was very satisfying to have stormtroopers killed by other stormtroopers.
That was oh man.
That's can we talk about how they're setting up like so much good stuff here? Okay, 3 levels. 1, we knew that we were gonna get Giancarlo Esposito's character eventually.
Yep.
He's an fantastic villain in Breaking Bad. So having him be in this spaghetti western style Star Wars Outland kind of fringe of space kind of thing, it works really well.
And it would have been weird if he didn't get introduced in this episode
rather than the final episode.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So now that he's here, we have the stakes, everything's set up. We have a finale that can go from this, and then actually have the story continue beyond the initial battle that's about to take place here.
Right.
But they did a couple other things. They brought an EU force ability that technically has been kind of hinted at when
with
Sidious
Palpatine,
when Sidious went and stabilized Vader. He basically did a force he no longer has to make any death saving throws when he's sitting in the burning area there. But this is the advanced form, which is something that has been a thing in Star Wars EU for a very long time.
And even then was considered to be something that's very rare and special and all that stuff.
Yes, it's very special. The ability to heal with the Force. And when we talk about heal, we mean heal to the fullest way. Something that would cure diseases, something that would cure from poison, something that would restore wounds.
Yeah.
When we say this is something that has been a thing, this has been a thing. And the fact that this creature can do it just naturally, this probably is going to lean into the area that is something that I've been maybe also waiting for them to do, which is to do more of the species that actually have a natural inclination towards the Force.
Sure.
And given that Yoda's species has never really been given any focus, because that was actually one of George Lucas's rules, was he specifically, I don't want to unveil the mystery of Yoda's species or anything like that. And so far we are doing that. So we're breaking his rule, but we are doing it slowly.
Yep.
Slowly.
Well, and doing it in a way that, in a lot of ways, isn't revealing anything.
Sure.
Because it's just, it can use the Force. It can do some weird stuff. We're introducing new things about the Force through that. And then, but most of it is just developing characters and interactions with the fact that, it's seen the Mandalorian kill a bunch of people. It seems like he's in trouble. I'm gonna start choking this lady, right?
Oh,
stuff like that, right? It's watching the whole thing that are
kids. That's what kids do.
Yeah, exactly. That's what kids do.
Watch
it
out
was literally said for the IG 11 droid. So that was not unintentional. Yeah, especially considering that came before that scene.
Right, and all of this story is kind of about how children deserve to have an opportunity to be a kid, to be children. And the Mando, he never got that. He was wrested from his innocent childhood by the whole battle with the Separatists and the Republic over his planet.
Right.
And then, his
and he's very happy to be a Mandalorian, but
he's still traumatized from that whole setup there.
Oh yeah.
And still has his paranoia regarding droids. Being one that he can't even fully, address.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has to be like, no, I don't like that droid specifically. And we're like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it's way worse. It's way worse than that.
Yep.
Okay. So, big things. We got all of a band basically together.
We did indeed.
We got Quill, and he repaired the IG-11 droid and reprogrammed it.
And not just repaired, nurtured it, raised it, that's awesome.
So has that ever actually been done in that manner though in Star Wars EU? Because usually what it is they have a pre-programmed kind of memory module of sorts that they put in there, and it would essentially give a baseline of programming.
Yep.
And then they would just gain experiences over the course of doing things. You know?
And from what I can tell, that part kind of got blown out. There's some of it still there in that it has the combat capabilities.
The neural harness was shattered.
Right. So basically it got reduced to
zero.
To more or less zero, but it still has combat capabilities, apparently. Supposedly. We haven't seen it actually shoot things and whatnot, but that's a looming presence.
Right, but all of its programming essentially was put into open learning patterns.
Right.
Which is let me just say, whenever I've DM'd a Star Wars tabletop RPG, the characters freak out when they realize that they can let their droid learn things just naturally. Because it's outside of its programming.
Right, because in a lot of ways, the whole idea of a machine being able to learn, that's nothing new, right?
No.
Just adaptive. You try something out. You have things that you're trying to achieve. Yeah. Certain things work better than others, and whatever. You try everything out until it figures out something that works. But true learning gets complicated.
Also, because Queel is dead, this is going to be
they have no one to maintain the droid, like
on his ship if they get out of this okay.
Yes.
Now, what I love about this, is he'll probably do it begrudgingly, of like,
sure,
it's not like I want a droid on my ship or anything.
Well, there's a very good possibility that the only way they get out of this situation is that the IG droid flies the ship over and starts blowing the crap out of the
dude.
Yeah.
Dude. You just probably figured it out.
Oh yeah.
That has to be it. The droid is literally on the ship. He needs to be saved by the droid.
Theoretically, the IG-11 droid, the scout troopers might not have even gotten Baby Yoda. They might have gone to go get Baby Yoda.
No, but they did.
Did they actually drive off?
We didn't see.
Right. So there's a very good possibility that as soon as because it could have seen them shooting and killing its master.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to say that for the purpose of narrative dramatis, all that.
Yeah, it would feel like a bit of a backpedal at the very beginning, that happens or something.
I would say that what would be more fun to have is that they're getting, destroyed, and he's like, IG-11, I need your help. What would you like me to do?
Oh, yeah.
Take the ship, fly over the Navaran outpost, blah, 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 blah. Destroy all Imperials. And he's like, what? He wants me to destroy all Imperials.
Yeah.
And that...
Right.
Gets it. And now he's I'm an Imperial Stormtrooper hunter.
Well, there's lots of things they could do here because since he defends, right? So there were situations where there seemed like where
I need you to protect us.
I need you to protect us. So what does that entail?
Yeah.
Right. And just the idea of the Mandalorian actually issuing a signal like that would be pretty impressive. But
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, and the droid, even if the droid doesn't rescue Baby Yoda, so the droid could rescue Baby Yoda, but we don't know because it takes a while for the swoops to get back or something like that. And then we realize that Baby Yoda was recovered by the IG droid, or they get away with Baby Yoda. They get away with Baby Yoda, which probably works better because they have swoops and everything. They're super fast.
Fight.
Right. The IG-11 droid sees that his master's dead.
Right.
Goes and who knows what it does exactly, but it gets close enough that it basically sees the comlink that Mando is still calling in on.
Right.
And then basically picks it up and maybe answers. I don't know if it can actually speak, but...
Of course it can speak. It was speaking this whole episode.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Right, yeah. Right, so and one, as far as a way to characterize a droid, having its master be dead. That's fantastic. I love it so much.
Not by, of course, anything of the droid's doing.
Oh, yeah,
not
right.
At all.
Right, exactly. But
by the assassin droid's doing.
Yeah, but now it needs to deal with loss. The assassin droid has to deal with remorse.
Oh, wow.
Right?
This droid is now a foundling. Or he was a foundling.
Whoa.
And now he's been picked up by the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
My God.
Oh, man. Whoa.
I can already see how they're projecting out multiple seasons ahead.
It's going to be so good. But then the droid will have the comlink, and then Mando will be able to communicate with it, right?
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So we've got our crew. We've got our people.
Yep.
I think Greef Karga's not going to make it. Of all the people I think that they could probably kill here, I don't think they're going to kill Kara because I think she's going to be end up like a crew member.
Yeah.
But here's the problem.
Plus, she's too tough to die.
Right, but we kind of have to have the Empire here win.
Well,
no. Okay. Hear me out. The reason why we have to have the Empire win from a meta standpoint is we can't have this guy feeling like he's not a threat.
Okay.
Now, he can win and still lose, though.
Right.
All you have to do is just make it where they barely get out.
Yeah,
Stormtroopers shooting at them.
Mm-hmm.
They the Death Troopers have some heavy ordnance and they start pulling out something big and they actually fire at it and it does it some serious damage.
Sure.
And then they're like, quick, destroy the TIE fighter before they can, get after us.
Something like that.
And that's literally all they're able to do before they get away.
Right. And then it's the thing of you got away by the skin of your teeth, but he's already shown how terrifying he is in that he really got them cornered here, and the original target is dead, but that's fine, he didn't matter. Right. And also Queel. Yeah, Queel is dead.
Yeah. Also, they could have it be a thing where, sure, the Razor Crest gets in there really quickly, they're able to get away barely. People get really heavily wounded, like Kara gets wounded, the Mandalorian gets wounded.
Right, a real like Serenity, like final stand kind of thing where everyone's hurt.
But then the ship comes in, gets them all away, but then they have to get chased out of there by him and the TIE fighter. We find out he's actually like really terrifying in a TIE fighter.
Sure. Well, another thing they could do
TIE fighters are fast, y'all.
Oh yeah,
Like his ship is slow. Can we just talk about how it just has the big ion,
TIE fighters are stupid quick. The other thing they
scream
could do,
like that,
Yeah, exactly. Theoretically, depending on how they want to end this season.
Oh yeah.
They could end the season with them not being out of the crosshairs yet.
That
basically
possible, yeah.
they're flying away, but they are getting chased in space. Right. It's the thing of, and whether they go for there's a ship directly behind us, or it's the Cylon kind of 33 hours or whatever it is, or it's
because they still have the fob on them.
Right, exactly. Right. But the idea that it's not just hunters anymore. Right. The hunters have been like, those might still be a thing, but the hunters have been determined to be unsuccessful. Right. And the person who was, sending all the hunters out there, or the original client, right, is now dead. Right. And now it's serious time. Right. We're sending Death Troopers after you. We're sending Imperial ships after you. Oh boy.
Yeah. There were so many cool callbacks to other things in Star Wars here.
Oh yeah.
The Death Troopers being from Rogue One.
Yep.
But honestly, the origins really in the original EU for the idea of these super elite stormtroopers that are in black full-on armor that's like heavy duty and with like high-powered long-range like really deadly rifles and stuff. That's like Dark Troopers from like old school stuff as well. Yep. And not like the mechanized form, like the actual like the personnel.
Phase ones?
Phase ones were the mechanized ones, yeah. There were 3 phases of Dark Troopers.
And then the later ones ended up,
The later ones ended up, I think, having either suits that they would get into, or at Phase 3, they were extremely streamlined.
Yeah. And then there were the Storm Commandos and other things.
Yeah, Storm Commandos and all that. So,
so like...
that's awesome.
I'm so excited for how this could go here. The whole thing of, like... the setup of is this a trap or not, and then doing sort of the double blind of neither, right? Like I feel like they were able to do a lot more just fun, surprising little things, even though a lot of it felt very unsurprising in the initial setup, right? Right, because it's like, oh, a trap, right? Yeah, it's probably a trap. But because it's something where this is a 2-parter, which makes sense because it's the second to last episode, so do a 2-parter for the finale. Makes sense.
This would happen,
Right, but because it wasn't explicitly known, right? Because it was set up to maybe potentially be something different, and because they spent so much time like getting the crew and all that stuff, they were able to do little things like the flying, creatures attacking and whatnot, and like,
these
like,
ain't no Minox, y'all.
Right,
These are some like.
Yep.
I wanna read up on Navarro and find out what kind of weird flying creatures inhabit a volcanic planet.
Yep.
Like volcanic planet makes me think Star Wars dragons, but these things had bat wings and stuff like that.
Right.
So small dragons.
But then bringing the crew together and like the whole Force choke thing with Yoda and Baby Yoda and whatnot, and like
I thought he was going to push.
Yeah, I thought he was going to push the fist. And it's like, yes, that would be great. And when she started to get confused, it's like, wait, this is getting harder. But then she's like, oh, I can't breathe, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's where we're going with this.
Let's also remind everyone that the Ugnaught almost dropped the Darth Vader bomb. Because he was an Imperial indentured servitude Ugnaught.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Now, here's what he said. was he said that he was an Ugnaught that worked for 3 of your human lifetimes.
Yeah. And so he said, I don't know what it is, but I know what it does. But
I've heard stories. Because
is that what he specifically said?
I think he said specifically, I can try and bring it up again. But basically, I think he said specifically that there was, let me bring it up here again really quick.
Okay, that's when they're in the house, so later.
So I guess it was later here after.
Yeah, after the montage. Yep. Right. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this I've heard rumors of. Okay. So if anything, I think if he was in Imperial Servitude, and we do know a specific moment in the original trilogy where a bunch of Ugnaughts were, hired by the Empire for a specific job regarding carbonite.
Wow.
We could have indirectly heard, yeah, there was this dark figure that walked around, and we heard stories from the stormtroopers that were there that guy, he chokes people with his mind. I don't know how he does it, but
oh man,
he's some servant of the Emperor.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that I loved about the original trilogy. The Force is this hokey religions and ancient weapons. They don't really know or care about it because it doesn't have any manifesting reality presence in here and now.
Yeah, your old, magic or wizard, or whatever has, nothing compared to the Death Star and all that stuff.
Right. And the idea that
ancient religion,
Right. But given that the Star Wars universe is so big and vast, hearing about some species that has telepathy, it's like, oh yeah, sure. Hearing that there's some dark, maybe cybernetic cyborg figure that is an agent of the Emperor.
Well, I mean, probably most everyone would know at least the visage of Darth Vader from
Right.
Stuff.
He's a great face of the Empire, but the idea as to how he does it, they don't know or care. It's just he can do it.
Right.
I don't question it. It's just a thing of where I've been in guard duty. Yeah. And one of the guys in gray, one of the big wigs, he was talking to him on the thing and then suddenly just he just dropped.
Oh yeah.
I didn't say anything. I didn't move. I just was like, oh my god, I'm never getting promoted. And that story just travels as, lunchroom chatter and
somehow this Piet guy seems to be okay though. But I don't remember what the name of the Imperial officer in episode 4 was that was all talking shit to Vader and got choked. I knew at some point because of the Star Wars card game, but
so there was
but I don't think he necessarily even knew that Vader could do that.
Oh, I think he knew that Vader had some kind of power.
Sure, but he
but I think he doubted more the effectiveness of it.
Right, exactly.
He's like, cool, you're one guy that's going around waving your hand and doing
you can do some
jumbo
special stuff. This thing didn't destroy a planet, right? And then suddenly,
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Do you need a demonstration, right?
Right. So in this case, we now have Baby Yoda having tapped into some pretty crazy powers. Force heal, Force choke.
And we were wondering, he was
literally going to heal the Mandalorian way earlier.
No, well, not the Force heal, but back with the Jawas when Baby Yoda was just watching him, just disintegrating Jawas.
People have memed it. He had this look of yes, kill them all. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
People have memed it where he's watching, pew, pew, and Yoda's just yes. Little guy's oh,
destroy them. Yeah,
destroy them. Yeah.
But So the fact that it's oh boy, he has been learning, and maybe you should think a bit more. Exactly. Think about the kind of example that you set for the little one. Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right. We brought up the whole idea of genetically engineered, whether or not the little baby was genetically engineered.
Right.
And he said, no, probably not. I've seen those kind of farming tanks or what have you. And he's too ugly.
Yeah. and then he almost like, I'm not sure whether he was doing this as like a
side-handed compliment,
or actually making a statement like, I know that you're a genetically engineered person, but then he's like, you look like you could have come from the, something of wherever,
Yeah, that was something that I was like, oh, cool, we're making cloning a little bit more casual here. I wanted to bring up one more thing. I wanted to say, with how kind of casually that was brought up, and given that we're literally like 2 days from the Rise of Skywalker coming out.
Oh, gotcha.
And one of the big EU things that has been theorized as to why Palpatine can be back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Palpatine had a bunch of clones in the EU. I really hope they don't do that there. I really hope it's more of the like, yes, I am barely alive, but my influence as a dog
right,
some is so strong,
spirit or something like that. Yeah.
It's
but
more...
what it also does, even if they don't do that for the Rise of Skywalker, is it's directly bringing up again, why would they want Baby Yoda? Right? Do they want it just for having one Force user, right, that they could try and grow over the next 200 years, right?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Yeah.
They want to do studies. They want to figure this whole thing out.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I am really also excited because the name Gideon as a name for the bad guy has certain biblical connotations, which I find to be rather creepy.
Oh, definitely.
Because what I kind of feel like his role will be in the future is, imagine the environment that Werner Herzog kind of set for us.
Right.
And he's like, look at the Galactic Society.
Yes.
Is it not better under Imperial rule? What I see is death, chaos. Now where's the baby? He's like, I did my rant. Now where's the baby? That was a little bit funny. But I think the reason thematically why he brought that up was because this guy, this Moff Gideon, he's a lawful, evil enforcer.
He's a bit of a visionary, maybe.
Right. But I mean, he's going to be lawful. He's going to be order. I come in here and I am on a mission from God, I have a
and even just in a smaller sense.
Yeah.
It's almost a nod at the stormtroopers.
Yeah, it is.
Because the whole idea of, 32,000 down to 10,000 down to 300 or something.
Right.
And it's like, better to have 300 soldiers that you can depend on than hordes of soldiers that you can't, right?
Sure.
Better to have death troopers that you can depend on than hordes of stormtroopers that you can't, right? Like,
I wasn't even going to go that far, but I think the main point you can bring up there is that this guy probably feels like he's doing the right thing. He's a believer. This feels very Firefly.
Oh,
in
definitely.
A lot of ways.
Yeah.
He believes in something greater. So his reasons for wanting the child, are beyond just a I want more power, beyond just a I want to study it. He feels like he's on maybe... I'm reading way too much into this just because of his name.
I'm totally
but
there with
I want
you.
him to be that tired marshal who has like this like...
But having that presence about him. Because the thing is that's something that Vader had. Even though it was also in the display of how he did things, right? Choking the Imperial officers and his visage and things like that.
But Vader didn't need to communicate his vision or anything
to
exactly.
The Imperial It was just the Imperial March starts playing and you hear the boots and you see the cape and you start pissing yourself,
and you step in line.
Right, exactly. With this guy, because he doesn't have that stuff, he has the Death Troopers that are awesome and everything, but he needs something a bit more pizzazz.
Yes.
And hopefully, maybe, possibly, that's where it comes in. One of the other things you mentioned Firefly and Serenity and all that stuff. We also had the moment of where now we could have Kara be like, we've got a Goram time bomb on this shit, like because now we've had the situation where yes, the bruiser in the group just got seriously threatened by the magical child, right?
The thing that cannot be physically countered.
Right, the thing that cannot be physically countered,
which
and
is
that
what
must
she
never
does best,
fall into the enemy hands. Right, right. And her physical counters, that's what she's all about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Kara IG-11 child Mando squad.
Oh my god! It's
and then hey, Grief Karga, if he does get out of this, here's the thing: he can be the new liaison home base kind of.
Right, because the thing is,
so and so to the Mandalorian.
Right, because technically, from a certain point of view, the client is now dead.
Yes.
The actual client. Mm-hmm. The guild, from this point, Mando, they don't need him necessarily. Nope. Now, he did, there was the whole mess that happened.
Yeah.
But if Grief Karga can smooth that over, they have no, official technical reason to need to go after Mando.
Literally this guy comes in and says a thing to the global guild. The galactic guild.
Right.
And just goes, this guy.
Right.
I'm putting the bounty out there.
Definitely.
1 million credits.
Yeah.
We're talking way high up
there. Yes. Moff Gideon could totally strong arm something into happening, or at least basically just say, I'm a new bounty specifically for this guy, and this is the amount that it is, and blah, blah, blah.
I'm guessing, though, that he is a bit more of a personal
character
so too. Rather than a person who has a Star Destroyer at beck and call.
Sure.
I think he maybe
Although he is a Moff. He is a Moff.
But the thing is that the reason why he's a Moff and probably still doesn't have a Star Destroyer at beck and call is because Werner Herzog's character felt very much like an ex-Moff, and yet,
Sure. Although this guy doesn't look like an ex-Moff, but I get what you're saying, because the whole idea of he can't let the New Republic come kill him, right? And a Star Destroyer kind of draws attention.
A Star Destroyer,
it not only
has
draws
a whole
attention,
system just go, alert.
Right, exactly.
The really bad guys in white are back.
It puts you to top 5 priority list in the galaxy for the New Republic to be like, we need to take this thing out.
And we saw what happened when a pseudo kind of issue popped up for the New Republic. They sent 3 X-Wings in like that.
And just strike team blew it up.
No questions. Just destroyed it.
Yep.
So if a Star Destroyer comes up, you could see Mon Calamari ships and stuff like that.
That's
hammerheads.
Just blow the entire thing to
B-Wings,
hell. Yeah. And we know how B-Wings go up against.
We know how B-Wings do.
If any of y'all have played the Starship battles,
if you know anything about the Star Wars
stuff,
B-Wings are some.
But
all right. So this is a good discussion. We went a bit long with this one. There, we're freaking out here. The finale of the Mandalorian happens.
It's gonna be so good.
I don't know if the Mandalorian actually is happening in a week.
Wait a minute.
It might happen on Friday.
Yeah, wait, because they had...
Because this one moved ahead to Wednesday.
Right.
So I'm going to have to check, but I don't know when the next one's coming.
That is a good question.
But y'all, thank you so much
for... screws up our reaction schedule,
Sure, but whatever. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, though, for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below or our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about Star Wars, about shows in general, about eventually The Rise of Skywalker, because that's going to be a thing really soon.
And also
your story that you wrote.
Right. I need to just collect my thoughts because this blew my mind, this episode. But so I wrote a sci-fi novel very much inspired by Mandalorians and things like that. It's got awesome space armor and whatnot, and character themes, family, and all that goodness. It's available on Amazon. Link in the description below. Hardback and ebook. Check it out. Yeah.
So if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.